What I'm going to be doing tonight is something very sweet. And the reason why I say that is because I finally get to mix something that's very negative that I always talk to you guys about. So this is, by the way, before I continue on, this is Detective Dash here speaking, people. I'm with Call a Target Individual. I've been a TI for 10 to 11 years with the possibility of being a target individual before that. And what I'm about to do right now is something that I've been thinking about doing, for a couple days, and I'm just so excited that I'm finally getting to it. So, the Great Reset, right? I talk to you guys all the time about how we're living in a completely new, different world than what it just once was a couple years ago. So, these are the people that force the new world that you are living in today. You're breathing different air, living in a completely new, different era. You're in a completely new, different world, and they've been working on this for years. I explained that these are the same people that are sitting in these buildings at large tables. I explained that I don't know if they do this in the FBI headquarters, but these people sit at large tables and they've been planning what is right now for years. So being that all this is negative, that's the reason why I say I'm doing something sweet. Being that all this is negative, the fact that, target individual is, people that are going through this gang stalking program that's connected to, obviously, demons, that's connected to bad people, people of high power, the powers that be, people have supernatural powers. So, to say the least, is negativity. So, you get to find out that they target people that have simpler times on them. So, what you need to know is that just simply doing stuff like being with your family, if you're a highly spiritual person, it all just connects. It all runs in your family. Like I was, doing garden work with my grandmother, and just me doing garden work with my grandmother is something I never done in over a decade. So while I'm doing it with her, it's like I'm getting this Great Reset feeling. I'm getting this New World Order feeling, and I'm like, you can tell that you can feel the highly spiritual, the chosen one, and the target individual throughout, just us, doing garden work. It's just a beautiful thing, to be with your family, to know that you're free, you're with your family, your family loves you. My grandmother loves me, and I love my grandmother, and, I love my family. And, just being out there doing something that we haven't done in a decade. Like when I was younger, she used to love, working in the garden with me and carrying me out there as a little boy. You guys know what I mean? I'm back in my old town, and, I came to visit her, and she loved it too. We didn't say anything to each other, but we both was reminiscing, just remembering those days when we used to do this when I was a little boy. And it was like the greatest feeling ever, I promise to you guys. So it's connected to me being a highly spiritual person, and it's connected to me being a target individual. 100%. And I could have felt it. I could have felt it. So when I come to these areas, pretty much what I'm trying to say is that, gang stalking is through the roof because they can feel the energy. Even they can feel the energy and the strong memories of me, being here in this neighborhood, the things I used to do as a, child, and the fact that they force a new world that you are living in today, which is something completely different than those times. You guys get where I'm coming from? So that's the calculation there.